Well, okay, guys. I didn't really see this one coming, but now I've got some adversity in my life. Celtics, they kind of collapse in the fourth quarter and late third quarter as well, and now we have a 3-2 series going back to Philly where you know the Philly crowd's going to be going nuts. It felt like the Sixers' momentum really got going when Embiid established himself in the middle of the floor, cooking versus Kata, or on the left block, still on Kata, but it felt like a little more against Vooch was on the left block. Really good entry pass from PG over the top, just some bodying him in the post, turnaround over Kata as well. And then out of that, there were skip passes, one for a Grimes three where Jalen's closeout just wasn't good enough, and then another where it was a bunch of swings after the skip and it was a Maxey three. And look, man, I mean, this is why with Embiid, the question always is, like, can this guy be healthy for a playoff run? Because when he is making shots and drawing defenders, it really is just so tough to deal with it. It forced me to have a moment of like, oh yeah, Al Horford's just not here. Yes, that is obvious. We all know that, but you don't have that one guy who is just perfectly sized and perfectly disciplined and has the defensive IQ to have a real chance against him one-on-one when he is really making shots. And so you got to bring extra guys, and then, well, okay, can you make the right rotations? Do they make the shots? Although one of those skips was when D. White was switched onto him after a miss on the other end. The point being is they just don't have one defender right now that you feel good about against Embiid. Like, it's more of a collective thing. And at one time, we had the perfect Joel Embiid defender. I mean, Al still needed some help, but you get it. There were some other things on that side of the floor, like Maxey and PG made a couple of threes versus the Celtics bigs dropping back. It's just always going to be a possibility. Drummond made another corner three that made me lose my mind. Hauser fouled Grimes on a three. Grimes also just made, I think, one or two threes kind of out of nowhere. On the other side of the floor, first off, credit to PG, his defense on Jalen. There were like 3 times where Jalen tried to take him in a one-on-one towards the end of that game where PG just locked him up the whole time. And I think Jalen still got shots off, but they were all just like really uncomfortable shots where he's trying to force something from mid-range or whatever. Can't forget about Grimes single-handedly just ruining a possession, making JB's life hell as he had to go get the ball back. I don't know if anybody else for the Celtics was moving on that play. VJ, I think he was on Tatum the most down that stretch there. It might not have been every possession, but there was like a couple I remember where he did a really good job of staying with Tatum around a screen. But there was one play where Tatum drove and he was in the paint. And he did this like desperate pass to get away from Embiid. And I wonder if this one play just got in Tatum's head so much because the rest of the time, he would run these screen actions involving Embiid, and it felt like he might have the angle, and he would just quickly make like a pass out to the perimeter to Hauser or Jalen or D. White or whoever. Like D. White or Shireman didn't want to challenge Embiid at the rim, or one time Embiid was high enough for like a split second as D. White was on the screen to where D. White didn't just have like an easy pass to Kate or whatever, because you got to try to throw it over the top of the guy guarding the screen action. Like, it felt like the Celtics were very, very pick and roll dependent late there and not as much of like down screen or flare screen dependent, which, hey, listen, just in the last video I was saying, hey, they've been running more pick and rolls with Tatum than what feels like ever, so I'm not going to say don't do that, but clearly Philly was ready for all this stuff. Or might I say there were like little teeny windows where Derek White might have had a moment to drive or might have had a pull-up three, including one super duper wide open three off the catch that he missed. I mean, Derek White's scoring is the problem right now. Yes, he will still always do other things well, the defense, the passing, transition defense, and all that, but like what made him so good for so long, and I'm not saying this is like completely over, but clearly something's happening right now, is that he could also give you like a good 17 points a game while doing that. Threes off the dribble, off the catch, whatever. So yeah, I mean, in this one, like basically everything went bad by the end. Like I could say, try to change where the helper is coming from on these Embiid post-ups, where again, he really felt like he leaned more towards the left-hand side so he could be comfortable surveying the floor. You can try whatever screen actions or put a second screener in there just to make Embiid get around another body or whatever. You can try a whole bunch of stuff, but they just got to go do it. Just go be the better team in the next game. Because late there, like, yeah, I mean, some of it you can always chalk up to like a little bit of cold shooting on your part and some hot shooting on their part. Sure, I mean, that has been a theme in the series. I mean, tonight, 36% for Philly or 37 or 35.7 and 28% for you, like, okay, but it did feel like there was this hesitance, not as many drives happening as normal for them, although I still can't get that one D. White three out of my head. He was so open in the corner. So yeah, I mean, they better win Game 6. I mean, okay, fine. Like, if they lose Game 6 and it's a Game 7 back in Boston, the odds would say that they will win that game. I understand that. But I don't want to have to deal with all that. I don't want to deal with a Game 7 in round 1. Just go win in Philly in Game 6.